It can be helpful to break the creative process down into 3 phases. The first phase is concept. And that is when you have an idea to start your song. Either it's a storyline or it's a really strong vocal hook or an instrumental riff, something just to get you started, but you need to also know where you're heading. So your concept needs to have a little bit more than just one element to it. It needs to have like one really good element and then kind of a big picture plan of action. The second phase is the flow phase. And flow can be a learned skill and it can be a tricky thing for some people. But flow is when you allow yourself to create without judgment. So that's being driven by the inner muse, your intuition, the things that come to you when you're not overthinking it. So it's the just go with it phase. Just go with it, just go with it, just go with it. The third phase is the edit phase. And that is when you go back and you check what you've created to see if it's as good as it can possibly be. The edit phase is when you put into action your learned knowledge, things that you read about in songwriting books, things that you've learned about in class, or just on your own. But that's where you go back and you double check what your inner muse created during the flow phase. Your brain now evaluates it to see if it's the best. I'm going to make more videos in the future that break these down into more detail and talk about why it's important to have each single of the 3 in its proper order and give each one its own due time. But for now, just know concept, flow, edit.